So that was, obviously what contributed to her developmental delay, especially as far as her maternity was concerned. So that was, the driving factor of that. But it was said that she had like a very happy childhood. As she got older, she became much more introverted and shy. And I think it was when she was 14 years old, she began being homeschooled. So after she began being homeschooled, she started going downhill even more. She became nonverbal, and she basically kind of isolated herself, and, she was very recluse. She would rarely leave the house. And around her early 20s was when she like significantly deteriorated and people stopped seeing her out like altogether. There is speculation that Lacey suffered from locked-in syndrome, where you're aware and conscious of everything going on around you, but your brain doesn't actually tell your body what it's supposed to do. And so you are essentially just locked into place and can't really move or do anything, and you are completely disabled and you need a full-time caretaker. Thank you guys for the follow. Basically, there's another theory that she didn't have locked-in syndrome, and that she was stuck there basically because she was kind of developmentally delayed and would do whatever her, parents were telling her to do, or that she was even physically restrained. So there's a possibility that she was either had this locked-in syndrome and could not control where she was and needed full-time help for that, or she was actually just being physically controlled by her parents. What happened was Lacey ended up sitting down on a couch in her early 20s. I guess she would have been around 24 years old. She sat down on her family couch and she never got up again. Essentially was living on the couch. She also didn't, I'm trying to think of a way to say this. She didn't go to the restroom. She used the restroom there on the couch. Like, sometimes she would have a towel underneath her, and her parents claimed that it was changed, but you'll later hear that this is probably not true at all. So let's get into the actual situation and what happened and why we know this information. Because we wouldn't know this information if her mom had not been forced to report it. Hi, Shug. She would have just continued to sit there and rot on that couch. But on January 3rd, 2022, Lacey's mom called the police and said that her daughter was not breathing. When authorities arrived, there who would say that this wasn't the worst thing they'd ever seen. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you. And a coroner every day, he literally goes to determine the cause of death at multiple scenes. So you would think he would be very, desensitized. So this must have been something very, very disturbing to see, to say the least. I'm about to get into the situation. Hi, Russ. I'm about to get into the condition that her body was found in. So if you are sensitive to if you're sensitive to any type of medical neglect of individuals with disabilities, just like queasy, weak stomach, sensitive to disturbing things, I would just go watch something else. So here we go.